Progress feels painfully slow. You show up, you do the work, weeks turn into months, but when you check the mirror, it's like nothing changed. Most people think this means they're failing, but what if that crawl forward is actually the proof that you're doing things right? See, everyone chases talent, luck, or some hidden hack, but those aren't what matter. The answer is simpler than you think, but most people can't stomach it. That's where Ippo Makunouchi comes in, and three other anime characters who tried to skip the process and lost everything. And by the end, we'll answer this. Why does meaningful progress feel so painfully slow? By the way, my name is Nathan Payne, and I break down anime one lesson at a time. What separates someone who gets better from someone who just gets tired? Meet Ippo Makunouchi. He's a bullied high schooler with zero athletic background and can barely throw a punch. But he discovers boxing and something clicks. Not with winning, but with the work itself. Ippo doesn't chase glory, he chases improvement. He throws the same punch on the mitts 1,000 times, celebrating when his form gets just a little better. He shows up after crushing losses and gets back to training the next morning. For him, the work isn't the price you pay for success, it's the reward.
Don't lose your focus.
Right.
Bruce Lee said it best. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Look, I often talk about loving what you do in many of my videos, but let me be clear. That doesn't mean only showing up when you're inspired. It means showing up especially when you're not. Rest when you need to, sure, but don't confuse rest with avoidance. That's where someone like Nagi from Brewlock falls apart. Insane natural talent, but he hates the grind, avoids the boring reps, and because of that, his gifts become a ceiling instead of a foundation. The tired days, the uninspired mornings, that's where real change happens. Without that, even the most talented people stay fragile. The difference isn't talent, it's whether you can fall in love with a part nobody sees. The boring reps, the tired mornings, the invisible progress, that's where champions are built. What separates those who own the progress from those who dismiss it? Here's what I've noticed. Most people who fail don't lack skill. They have it, but they can own it. They dismiss every win, waiting for permission to feel worthy, but that never comes. Ippo's different. His self-respect grows from effort, not applause. He celebrates improvements nobody notices. A cleaner jab, better footwork, one extra round. After losses, he doesn't spiral. He asks what he learned. The quiet confidence is what lets him keep building.
Come on, make the punches more compact. That's it. That's good. Getting much better. That's the stuff. Good. 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 Good.
Maya Angelou said, "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do and liking how you do it." That hit different when I was younger. I worked out in secret, ashamed. I got stronger, but it never felt like enough. Then I realized my younger self would have been proud, but I wasn't. That's when everything clicked. Now I take pride in my progress. Not arrogance, just quiet knowledge that I'm enough. Ippo has the same quiet pride. But the opposite of this looks like Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. Incredible skill, performs brilliantly when unconscious, but he refuses to believe in his own worth. Fear and self-loathing consume him. He can't take pride in anything he does, so his talent becomes a prison. He has everything except the ability to own it, and that makes all his strength meaningless. You can have all the skill in the world, but if you can't take pride in what you build, you'll never move forward. Self-belief isn't arrogance, it's a foundation for everything that comes next. Ippo proved that quiet self-respect is what lets the growth compound.
Ah, it's no use. There's no way I can chop it as well as Mr. Nakota does.
Don't say that. You've made good
Huh?
progress.
No, this just isn't good enough. Progress is nice, but I need to produce results.
You're a lot more impatient than you look.
It's not really impatience. I just feel rushed. It's like no matter what I do, it's impossible to master it.
What happens when someone has a work ethic and the self-belief but runs out of patience? We live in a world obsessed with speed, fast results, quick wins, instant everything. So when real growth takes years, and it always does, some people crack. They either quit or try to force it. Both paths destroy you. Ippo never falls into that trap. He trains for years without looking for shortcuts, never rushes his recovery, never compares his speed to anyone else's, and understands that the destination only matters because of the years he took to achieve it. Time isn't his enemy, it's his foundation. I heard something once, a long time ago. You can't microwave a relationship, bake a cake in 5 minutes, or rush a good night's sleep. Some things just take the time they take. That stuck with me. Because when I was younger, ambition was my engine, but impatience was my brake. I chased 3 goals at a time, expecting huge progress in months. When I didn't see it, I felt like a failure. But the work was happening, I just couldn't see it yet. So I would quit right before things clicked. Gon from Hunter x Hunter has that same impatience, but instead of quitting, he tries to force the timeline. During the Chimera Ant arc, rage and desperation push him to make a deal. Trade all his future potential, every year of growth he'd ever have, for enough power to win right now. He transforms into adult Gon. Older, powerful, terrifying. He destroys his enemy, but watch his face. There's no joy, just emptiness. When it's over, his name is gone. His future as a hunter erased. He got one moment of power and lost everything that made him meaningful. Patience isn't passive waiting. It's active trust that the timeline will deliver if you keep showing up. So, what does this mean for you? Here are 3 things you can do starting today. First, find the boring, unglamorous parts of your craft and learn to be present in them. Show up on the tired days when progress is invisible. The work itself has to become the reward. Don't be like Nagi. Don't avoid the repetition that builds real foundations. Second, permit yourself to acknowledge growth without waiting for external validation. Celebrate small wins, the cleaner form, the extra rep, what you couldn't do last month. Self-respect isn't arrogance, it's fuel. Don't be like Zenitsu. Don't dismiss accomplishments you've earned. Third, progress compounds invisibly for months before you see any results. Resist forcing outcomes when the finish lines feel too far. Don't be like gone. Don't trade your future for one moment of validation. So, why does meaningful progress feel so painfully slow? There's a quote I love, and I promise that's the last one. You overestimate what you can do in a day and underestimate what you can do in a year. That's the heart of it. Progress feels slow because there's a filter. The discomfort weeds out everyone who wants result without transformation. Ippo proves that people who last aren't more talented. They just made peace with the pace. That patience, that's the actual skill. Slow isn't the problem, it's the point. We talked about patience, but what happens when it turns into an obsession? That's what I explore next. What drives you? Fear of being nobody or love of becoming somebody? With Isagi, Oikawa, and Hinata. See you in the next one. Goodbye.